Look at this shot by
Raises the rim, the rebound to George. Leonard on the floor for LA. George, big finish, and the foul.
Does not get the roll.
And those were cash in the first 4 games.
George on the pull-up, nails a 3. Paul George answers. Booker, one of the premier free throw shooters in the game, 93% in the series. George connects again. Paul George from downtown. Paul George gets it off in time. Oh, he banks it in. It's good. Paul George at the buzzer. .1 on the inbound from half court.
Clearly gets it off, too.
No doubt about it. We head to the 4th quarter. Clippers up by 11.
Clippers up by 4 with possession. Isolation for George. George is fouled, and he's got it. Wow. Royce O'Neal put the hand out there. And the harm.
And all the rhetoric and the conversation and the slights of Paul George because of last year, this guy has stepped up in a big way for the
have led by as many as 9.
You see the quick double team of Kawhi Leonard when they saw that Doncic had it by himself.
Oh, and Paul George flushes it in, counted and a foul.
You see what happens here as Porzingis loses his footing, and even he has to laugh because all the guys on the sideline are giving him a lot of heat right now as Paul George finishes with the dunk.
They've got to get better defense. They have not defended well on this court thus far.
Paul George got him a 3.
They didn't get that, but the fact that they got a defensive stop and an attack in transition creates a good look, and Paul George continues to knock down.
Nobody shot more or made more this season. George, fade, money.
And that's the importance of leverage, folks.
Leonard, pump fake, kick. Shot clock winding down. George takes it hard to the hole. PG-13. Down to 6. Cross court to Morris. One more to George, and he slams it home.
He's the first Sun to score in a while besides Booker, who had 16 consecutive points for his team. George, step back, 3-pointer. Oh, Paul George does it again, and we're tied at 93.
Royce O'Neal on defense. George steps back and drills it.
Pounded my head like they did.
Richards gets inside, pass deflected, another steal. Man to George. George the finish, shot's good, and 1.
Arena until you get on the court, and the Clippers are being about it right now. The way they are attacking, the way they're playing with pace, defending, scoring in transition, this is an outstanding start for the Clips.
Great defense.
Count it and the foul. The Suns thought he traveled.
It was an awkward ending, but when he picked it up, well, he did land back with that left foot, so I don't know, but it's a terrific finish by Paul George.
What do you mean you don't know? Come back to me.
Clippers leading by 10. George for 3. Got it! Paul George having himself a night so far. The NBA app.
Boy, Ben Simmons was brilliant in the 4th period. Nice play by Paul George. Starting to come easy on the offensive end.
He's got to be aggressive all night long.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Rebecca. Royce O'Neal 3 to get Utah into the scoring column. PG-13 with a bomb for 3.
You heard Rebecca talk about it. Quinn Snyder and his staff recognizing we've got to play earlier in the shot clock.
Paul George going to the rim. Paul George out top off the Batum screen. Gobert switches onto him.
PG draws it, and one, count it.
Clippers spread here. George, the handles, the fadeaway. Oh yeah. 8-0 run for the Jazz. They lead it 51-44. George trying to take it at Gobert. Fadeaway. Oh, that is silky smooth from PG-13.
Make the great pass to Cam Johnson. That time he got the mid-range jumper.
This is the largest lead of the series by either team so far through the first 3+ games as George knocks it down. Starting to get sick of each other. Shot clock at 7.
I hear that. I'm sick of you, Mike.
George tries and finishes. Paul George with his second field goal. 5 of 14 from the field. That's his first shot without the mask. George looking to draw a foul, drills it. And this building has come alive. The lead is cut to 6. Kawhi Leonard going crazy.
Turnovers piling up for Utah. George sizing up O'Neal. The drive inside for 2 and a foul. The strength of Paul George and a chance at a 3-point play.
Wanted his teammate Chris Paul to be back. Payne had 29 points in game 2. George turns, shoots, and scores. Phoenix has a foul to give. George drives, goes inside for the slam with 2.9 remaining.
Defensively, mistake made by Ayton, hugging Zubac at the 3-point line. Paul George turns the corner, punishes the smaller defenders, protecting the rim.
Watch right now, 4 fouls.
And without Payne, will he be the backup point guard to Paul?
Paul George nails the 3-pointer. From the field, he's hit 3 of 4 from 3. 26 of their 49 points.
But Boban and Finney-Smith, as George hits
that hard thrust, that burst into their offense. That's a good look at it right there, Mark.
Got an easy transition bucket, and Paul George on the sheet with his first field goal.
And a big-time shot from Joe Ingles.
Ends a 9-0 run. Paul George lost his balance. Got it.
Wow.
Count it. PG. At both ends of the floor.
And a guy that Ty Lue has raved about all year long, his versatility and how he's so crucial to their success.
Paul George with the block and the save. Dwight Powell couldn't control. There's George. George brings it back out. Fires away. It's good. 3-pointer for Paul George.